I'm Ross, and I have sleep apnea. Amy left me. Don't worry, I'm just kidding, but I'm on it. I'm not in denial anymore. And no, Amy didn't leave me. Well, not really. For the better part of 10 years, she's been leaving me almost every night to go from our primary suite over to the Murphy bed, which is in our spare bedroom or slash office. I would say on an average, it's about 5 to 6 nights a week, between 1 a.m. and 4 a.m., just so that she can get a peaceful night's sleep. Because of my snoring, she has to get away from me. I've been told I snore. I've been told that I'm loud. I've been told that I snore bad. My daughter has even said that she's heard me all the way across the house on her side in the east wing with her door closed. But you see, that's just one issue. Sleep apnea is more than just that awkward snoring loud sound that comes from, you know, a male or a female when they're trying to sleep. It's more about what's behind the snore. What is the body going through that allows for this horrible noise that impedes your partner's ability to get a good night's sleep? And how does that impact one's health? Yes, it could be a fatal problem. So after some thought, after some lengthy discussions, I started my journey into a sleep study to find out what's happening. Sleep apnea has been linked to heart disease, obesity, cardiovascular issues, stroke, diabetes, overall awareness, and oftentimes people don't even know that they have it. I even watched a YouTube video of Shaquille O'Neal going through his testing and diagnosis on how to deal with his apnea. It's called Shaq Attacks Sleep Apnea. It's on YouTube. I think it was done by the Harvard Medical School channel. I'll try to find it and put a link down below. Here's how my journey unfolded. I saw my family doctor. He recommended the sleep clinic here in Canada. I was given a sleep study date, and that's when you saw me all hooked up, even though I was doing the Ask Me Anything question and answer video, which, by the way, the responses are coming real soon. And that's when you go into the facility, you get hooked up with all the cables and wires and diodes and whatever the heck you call them, and they monitor everything from the time you crash to the time you wake up, roughly 6 or 7 hours later. Don't get me wrong, it's super awkward. Yeah, you're in a strange bed, you're hooked up like an experimental guinea pig with wires and cables and all that stuff, but no problem. Assessment was completed and I got the information that I was looking for. I was diagnosed with moderate to severe sleep apnea. Never in a million years did I think it was gonna be me. It's me, hi, I'm the problem, it's me. Based on the stats, which I'm no expert, I was having over 54 events per hour. There's only 60 minutes in an hour, do the math. So I've learned that the sleep apnea involves the muscles that are in your airway relaxing when you go to sleep, to the point where they almost close off and sometimes close off the airway, not allowing you to breathe. And when that happens, you'll see some vibration. Well, you won't see it, but you'll feel some vibrations in your throat. That's what the snoring is. And when this thing fully closes, that's when it closes off the airway and could lead to a catastrophic event happening. So for me, it was like almost every minute this was happening. I would have an issue with my airway. I wouldn't be able to get into rapid eye movement over the course of my sleep period. And when I did, at that particular moment, that's when the snoring increased and got even louder. Now we have to figure out how we're going to treat it. In fact, Amy has not only woken up from my snoring, but she also advised me that she physically looks at me from time to time and she can't tell if I'm breathing or not. That's a concern. After my doctor diagnosed me, it was time to tackle the problem. I went to the sleep study for a second time, and this time it was to find out what was going to be the best course of action for me to take as far as a CPAP device. What was going to work for me? Are you breathing through your nose? Are you breathing through your mouth? Are you both? What type of mask are you going to need? What type of headgear are you going to need? Wow. I was referred to the sleep management group here in Ontario, Canada. They have great reputation and offices all over the province. They were super friendly and patient. They gave me all the information I needed and allowed me to see and experience what was going to work best for me. Now, I opted for the face mask with nose pillows, they call them. It's the RESMED electronic CPAP machine with the touch display. Nice device, but most importantly, the RESMED AirFit F30i mask design with a top connection for your head harness. That's a big deal right there. This is big because I'm a side sleeper, back sleeper. Sometimes I roll and that top connection turns with me, lessening the chance of me getting tangled up in my hosing. Here's how it works. Let me show you. All right, here's the hose. Here's the RESMED mask and the head harness. This end connects to the CPAP machine. Whoop, no problem. This end connects to the top of your headgear. With this model, basically over the head, this is all silicone, very nice and soft. Face and nose pillow system. Fits on here. All silicone wrapped around here. This is all silicone. I'll show you some close-ups. Don't worry, I'll show you some close-ups. Sits under there like that. Right? And then these two pieces are magnetic. See these two blue dots right here? They're magnetic. They connect there and there. Make sure she's on nice and comfortable. Do I sound like Darth Vader? Do I sound like Darth Vader? That's how she goes on. Once that happens, and you want to be familiar with this stuff real quick too, because if you have to get up in the middle of the night, you want to be able to disconnect while still keeping the headdress on while you go to the bathroom. While you go to the bathroom. Hopefully that was clear. Once that's done, it's very easy. You're going to become familiar with it because the connection piece is right on top of your head. All you do is you push this on and connect just like that. And in the dark, if I close my eyes, I can still squeeze and remove that and put it back on, no problem. And you'll feel the air prime, and there's like a warm-up period. So my level for the pressurization is actually at 8. So it warms up and starts at a 5, getting you familiar with how things roll. And then as you decide you're gonna, or as the body decides it's time to fall asleep, you're gonna be at an 8, your actual pressurization based on your physician's recommendations. I'm at an 8, my lucky number. Okay, real world test. I'm gonna plug it in, push the button, and then you're gonna see it inflate and form the seal around the silicone, right around the mouth and including the nose pillows. One quick thing I have noticed, it's been about a month now since I've had it, and it's better to be clean shaven because sometimes the itchiness and whatever and the stubble and the hair doesn't form the best seal. Just FYI. Okay, so we connect to the top. I'm in the boudoir. I'm in the bedroom. This is where I sleep. Real world. I push the button in 3, 2, 1. There we go. She's warming up to 5. There we go. We take her off. Now, I don't know if you heard that, but for me, yes, it sounds like Darth Vader. But Amy, this thing's whisper quiet. It makes no noise. She can't hear a single thing. Sometimes she says now she has to look over there just to make sure I'm wearing it. And a funny story, the other night I rolled over and I was facing Amy, and she woke up and she was freaking out thinking that my whole system was leaking. But that's just the actual air exchange that allows it to, well, in order for you to breathe under the mask, you have to have some air coming out, right? So yes, it was no problem. Now, as you can see with that top dress connection, no problem. I have mobility, I can turn, and I don't end up getting tangled up in that hose. That's a great feature, great plus. It works for me. Now the system has a built-in humidifier, so things stay moist and you don't get all dried out, causing you to have to wake up and, you know, go get a drink of water and things like that. So good feature. You're gonna have to find out which one's gonna be the best mask setup for you, whether you're going to be utilizing the nose breathing, or for me specifically, I just felt claustrophobic with the nose only, so I had to go face mask with the nose pillows as well. I'm sure you'll find what works for you. And for those of you who are grinders like me, I have a night guard. I sleep within it, and it doesn't impede the ability of this device to do what it needs to do. So just for your information, for those of you who are like me and you have to have a night guard for grinding your teeth, which is also one of the actual things that they monitor during the sleep test as well, just so in case you wanted to know that. Your RESMED unit, the AirSense 11 comes with its obviously an instruction manual or user guide. I keep that right in the back of in the inside pouch of my travel kit. So that's a good reference for you. Keep it there. Also, the information for you to get the app is here. It's provided as well. You can utilize the My Air app. It's fantastic to monitor how your sleeping patterns are going and how the sleep app machine is working. So yeah, it's not that big, as you can see. Now the measurements, the RESMED CPAP unit, we're looking at approximately 10 inches in length, approximately 5.5 inches in width, just under 4 inches in height. But it does have great portability, but of course, we don't want to be traveling with water, right? So no water in the reservoir while you're traveling. Make sure it's all empty and cleaned out and ready for use for wherever you arrive to. Simply slide that in there like that. Your hosing. Fold up your hosing. Slide that in there. Your electrical. There you go. Everything's in there so far. Your mask. What I do is I usually put my mask into a Ziploc and then close up the Ziploc and throw the mask in the front pouch. I'm just showing you for reference here now, like that, and I'm good to go. Now I did my sleep study with Peak Sleep here in Ontario. They did a great job. They're really patient with you. They explain the steps as they go. You arrive around, 9 o'clock, and then by the time you're sleeping at maybe 10, 10:30, 11, it all depends on your body. In any event, they get all the details that they need to make that proper assessment. Now, after you're all done and you have your diagnosis, the doctors were very patient with me. They got back to me within like a week or two and let me know that yes, I had moderate to severe sleep apnea. And of course, the sleep clinic also provided me with the report, which is great. Not that I can understand it, but you get to go over that with the doctor afterwards, which is fantastic. They explain what the graphs mean and how your diagnosis has been reached. Now the costing here in Canada might be different than what's happening for you folks over in the United States and Europe and whatnot. So we have our Ontario Health Plan. The government offers 75% towards the cost of your CPAP machine, provided that you have the diagnosis and you meet the standards, I guess, for moderate to severe sleep apnea. And then what happens is your own private insurance benefits will then cover the rest. So I was only out of pocket $500 and change, and I was able to walk out from the sleep management group with the equipment that I needed, and that would be reimbursed from my insurance company, and then the other 75% of those costs would be covered by the government, and we are not charged that out of pocket. Results are in. After 3 short weeks, I can tell you that Amy and I have been sleeping in the same bed every night. She hasn't woken up once. I haven't been snoring, and I also wake up feeling refreshed and not tired. Sometimes I would have cat naps during the day because I was tired, probably because the apnea was allowing me to sleep but not sleep well. I went from over 54 events per hour to now just down under 5 events. Sometimes even 1.2 is registering, and I'm getting 100% on my sleep factor. By the way, the app and the Bluetooth capabilities of the CPAP machine allow for monitoring, and the clinic actually monitors my sleeping as well. And they're able to tweak things where necessary in case the pressurization needed to be increased or decreased or whatever that might be. In any event, I can also see it on the app on my phone and check how my sleeping is going. And it's been going fabulous since I've gotten this device. So not only is it possibly saving my life, but it also is allowing for a better sleep, a better rest for myself, and of course, my partner. Amy is sleeping better too. I will put the specs up there as to what the device is, the mask information, all that stuff for you, so you have it for reference. Of course, you're well aware it's going to come down to each individual's needs and what's going to be suitable for their face and their apnea issue. So this is just a look at what works for me, and hopefully it's been helpful for you making your decision going forward. Believe me, it's happening. If it's happening to you, go get checked out and see if you can identify it. I'm Ross. Thanks for coming to the channel. I appreciate all the support. Do me a favor, if it's been helpful and you like the video, I think it's lifestyle number 32, but yeah, I do watches, sunglasses, and lifestyle, and I found this one very important, and I needed to put this up for the lifestyle channel. So I'm also on Instagram. You can follow me there at TheCovertCrow. Drop me a message, comment, concern, whatever you want to do. Just say hi, no problem. That's my time for today. There's more videos coming. See you on the next one.